Alright, if you're new to the world of Grounded, or want to learn something new, hopefully this video helps. Since the early release days, I've picked up a few things and tips that I wish I knew sooner, so let's get to it. Now let's talk about the difficulties. There's mild, medium, and woe mode. Now of course woe mode being the hardest. What I wish I knew sooner is that you could change the difficulty at any time of the game. So even if you had already started, you're not stuck in that difficulty, so don't be afraid to change it. It's there for a reason. Learning to parry. Now, executing the perfect block does take some practice, but it is absolutely crucial in order to survive in the world of Grounded. It's one of those things that I really did wish that I knew sooner, because it would have saved me a bunch of deaths. If you are having a hard time executing that perfect block and you want to learn how to parry, I do have a couple of videos that I will link in the description below, so go and check them out. Sleeping before nighttime, specifically 6 p.m. Before 1.0 release, you were only allowed to get at the most 8 hours of sleep, which meant that you either were waking up really early in the morning or you were going to sleep really late at night. Going to sleep at 6 p.m. saves you a whole lot of time, and the fact that you can get at the most 12 hours of sleep makes it a little bit easier for you. Mutations. I've said this before in a prior video, but mutations are absolutely key. In the beginning of the game, you're only given 2 mutations. And I'll start getting into why it's important for you to collect milk molars in the next tip. Now, what I wish I knew sooner was activating my mutations earlier in the game. One of the first mutations you'll end up getting is going to be absolutely crucial for your survival. Now the next thing I wish I knew sooner was getting the milk molars early in the game. As soon as you get your tier 2 hammer, go out and find those milk molars, because it's imperative for you to get these milk molars in order to buff you up. Going back to mutations, when you're picking up milk molars, it's important that upgrading your mutations is one of the things that I will end up maxing out before I max out anything else. This is just important for you to have in order to survive a lot easier. Now this may take some time, but in the beginning of the game, I recommend that you make a spinning wheel and a grinder early in the game. This is something that I wish I knew earlier, because of the fact that you go through so many more resources crafting crude rope and spending too much time cutting down grass. Now you're already going to start cutting down grass. Once you end up making a grinder, go ahead and collect those grass, because each grass will be able to craft you 5 plant fiber per slot. And if you have wheat stems, it's 8 plant fiber per slot. So all of this ends up racking up. Every single time you put in a plant fiber, it crafts you 1 crude rope, opposed to having 3 plant fiber to craft you 1 crude rope. It just uses a lot less resources, even though it takes some time, but it is worth it. Another thing that I wish I knew sooner, build near a field station. I know some spots can be absolutely tempting, but building near a field station makes absolutely all the sense in the world. I wish I knew this sooner, because I spent a lot of time finding a really safe location only to realize that I was too far away from a field station, or I had to run all the way back to the oak tree just to access an ASL terminal. Building near a field station allows you access to an ASL terminal, an analyzer, and a surveyor. That way, whenever you're looking for something or you need to analyze something, it's important for you to have this at your nearest convenience. Here's what I absolutely wish that I knew sooner: mixers. Now mixers are, especially the first, I think there are 4 or 5, I'm not entirely too sure, I haven't really counted, but there are simple mixers out there that is available to you, and what you do is you actually end up defending them in order to get the raw science that's inside the mixer itself. I wish I knew to actually go through them as I progressed further in the story. That way I was able to access that raw science that was in it in order to go back to the ASL and purchase whatever I needed for the game. So there are a bunch of things I could talk about, but probably one of the most useful that I found, besides changing your difficulty, trail markers. If you're directionally challenged like I am, whether you need to figure out how to get home or how to get to a certain location, trail markers are going to be your best friend. One thing that I wish that I was better at, that I wish I knew sooner, was Peeping Creatures. I wish I was really good at this. Even now, I'm pretty terrible. Especially in the heat of battle, you just never know when to actually peep the creature. Peeping Creatures allows you to pinpoint their weaknesses and even their weak points. This is why it's really important to peep creatures. Not just so you can collect the cards, but so you have the upper hand when going against them. You can even peep creatures after you've already killed them. So that's a fun fact. I really hope that this video helped you guys. I wish I knew these things sooner, so hopefully this video helps you all to be able to navigate through the game a lot better. I do have a beginner's guide for those who are interested. It will also be linked in the description below, so go ahead and check it out. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, or you have any suggestions, subscribe and comment below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!